Is the Christmas season really a time of peace? Sure, we've got those Advent candles, hope, joy, love, peace. But come on, this time of year, peace? Hi friends, my name is Greg Simpson. I'm a minister in the United Church of Canada. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. We are spending time this year digging into some of the meanings behind the traditions and even the words that we find within the Christmas and Advent season. So what about peace? Hey, do you find Christmas to be a peaceful time? Now, maybe you do. And if you're one of those folks, I'm a little bit jealous of you, and maybe you just want to scooch on to the next video. Because this one's for those of us who are finding a little overwhelmed. Perhaps your job has you scrambling to meet end-of-year quotas, or maybe you work in the not-for-profit sector where everybody's trying to jam all of their events into the last few months of the year because that's when they make their money. Or maybe it's the family obligations, or the hustle and the bustle that all of the Hallmark movies make to seem like a really beautiful thing, but to us it's just another list and more stress and more stuff to do. Or maybe it's the fact that you're going to have to bump into family that you don't terribly get along with, or perhaps it's that you're lonely and missing the family and that really rips the peace out of your life. But whatever the reason is, this is hardly a season of peace for many people. And somehow it seems even more disingenuous than not being able to find hope or not being able to find joy. Because peace feels like it should be something within our grasp, something we should be able to get to. But our lives just aren't peace-filled, are they? But before you start to worry, like maybe you're doing Advent wrong in some way, let's look back to that first nativity story. Not the beautiful nativity scene that's a pastoral scene with an angel and some shepherds and that cute little bit of cotton wool to symbolize snow. No, let's look at an actual group of people, Mary and Joseph. Mary, very pregnant and traveling many, many miles on a donkey to a bustling city where there's not even enough room for them to find a place to sleep. None of that seems peaceful. Throw into that mix a brand new baby to young parents who have never done this before, and then shepherds show up? If we let ourselves step into the reality of the story, it was messy and noisy and complicated and stress-filled. This was not a peace-filled time for the people involved. And that's before we even start talking about Herod killing off all the babies and having to escape to Egypt. Let's be real. Life has always been a stress-filled, messy thing. And I think maybe we do this to ourselves by trying to convince ourselves that it's supposed to be just peace. Just like snap your fingers and it's there. Now, the reality has more to do with maybe finding peace in the middle of the chaos, purposely digging out tiny little moments of rest in an otherwise chaotic life, and even the intentionality of knowing that peace is only going to be something we find if we work for it. At the end of the nativity story in Luke's gospel, remember the words where Mary treasured up all these things and pondered them in her heart. It took time and effort for her to get herself into a peace-filled space to actually process all that was going on. So what might that look like for you and I? How is that a practical thing? I want to look at three possibilities that we might be able to step into to work towards a little more peace. The first one, if we're going to be intentional about it, perhaps we can purposely choose to not be involved in all of the drama that's available. In the cases and the times where you can just step aside and let that craziness go by you, do so. Do that for you. Do that for your heart and your body and your spirit. You don't have to go finding all of the messiness and the chaos every time. Number two is really around awareness. Know when you are getting tied up in knots. Realize when your shoulders are up around your ears and your breath is really short. And in those moments, drop your shoulders, sit back a little bit, breathe. Take those times of intentional peace That can be the tiniest moment, but man, it can make a huge difference. And the third one, which might be the most difficult, but also might have the most impact, is to purposely be grateful. To look around in your life and your surroundings with intentionality for the things that you are grateful for and name them. Maybe name them out loud. Say thank you to the people who are meaningful to you. Maybe write them down. Some folks keep a gratitude journal. Just be aware and bring them into your consciousness. There really is so much to be grateful for if you go looking for it. And the amazing thing is that there are studies from the neurological to the psychological to the sociological that show us time after time that when we bother to be grateful for the lives we have, be grateful for the people and the things that bring us joy, that changes our whole being. It slows down our heart rate, it quiets some of the voices in our heads, and makes us more capable of handling the chaos and the messiness around us. So friends, my hope for you is that this can be an Advent season filled with peace, not accidental peace that just happens because you've got a nativity scene sitting on your mantelpiece, but the purpose-filled, intentional peace that comes when you go looking for it. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. If you've missed any of the previous videos, you can click over there, or better yet, why don't you subscribe, and then YouTube will let you know when I upload the next video. I love you all so much. May you find peace this Advent season. See you in the next one. Bye for now.